Hi everyone, welcome back. Today's video is going to be a first impressions and time trial on one of Inglot's new products. They have a Beautifier Tinted Cream here. It's supposed to be moisturizing but provide a little bit of color, and it comes in pretty simple packaging, and every time I look at something this small I'm like, where's the rest of the product? But you would be very surprised to find out that this actually contains one full fluid ounce or 30 mils, which is the exact same as any other foundation on the market that would be considered like a typical size. I, for one, am really interested to try this out because you may be aware, you may not be, but I don't always love foundation. I've got pretty decent skin as it is. I've got one breakout happening right now. But in general, I'm not looking to cover a ton of stuff on my face. So I tend to like something that's pretty light coverage, kind of sheer overall, but then can give me a little bit more of an evenness, mostly around my nose sort of area is a little bit red. But other than that, I don't really have to even out a ton on my skin, which is why I tend to go for something a little bit more sheer. So I am very excited to try this one out. For reference, I am around a MAC NW20. I am quite pink toned, but I try to counteract that with some yellow based foundations. That's not always the case, but sometimes I don't like to be too pink or too warm. I want to be somewhere in the middle, which is neutral. We are just leaving the winter right now, so my skin is kind of dry, but also combination. So I can get some super dry patches, but I can also get a little bit of oil every now and then. It's not that uncommon to see me with a little bit of a shiny forehead and around my nose. For today's application, I'm going to be using the shade 103, and there are 10 shades in this range. Interesting to note is that this shade range goes from quite pale to quite dark, but they seem to be on either ends of the spectrum. There doesn't seem to be a lot in the middle range. So I'm going to zoom you in and we're going to dive straight into application. I will be putting this on with a damp Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. So here's what Inglot has to say about their product. In addition to its rich moisturizing properties, this product adds subtle color and evens out the skin tone. Enriched with coenzyme Q10, saffron extract, and vitamin C, E, and F, HD pigments ensure an illuminating and soft focus effect. Perfect for those who are looking for a very natural effect of healthy, glowing, and hydrated skin. Comes in a wide range of shades to match any skin tone. Suitable for sensitive skin. Alright, so that's the foundation applied to my face. I'm going to go apply the rest of my makeup and I will be right back. And there's the rest of my makeup applied. I have not powdered, I have not primed, and I will not be touching up throughout the day, just so you have some sense of how this actually just plays out on my skin. I think this is a good color match for my face. Again, I have the shade 103, and it's also a good color match not only because the color is good, but also because it is more on the sheer side of things, so more of my skin is showing through the foundation, which is something that I really like. It is currently 8:14 a.m. I'm gonna head to work, have my work day, and I'll be back around roughly 5 o'clock at night. Alright, I'm now back from work. It is currently 4:49 p.m. so I've had this on for roughly 9 hours, and I have to say I quite like it, but I don't think it's going to be a foundation for everybody. So I'm struggling to remember how much I said this morning, but I think I mentioned that I really like sheer coverage foundations because they let my skin show through. I like when I can see my freckles. I like when you can see some of my face coming through the foundation, because I don't have a lot of stuff to cover on my face, so I want my face to be able to breathe and still shine through. Now that's what this Beautifier Tinted Cream by Inglot is doing, and it's not dissimilar to foundations that I have really liked in the past, like the Boots No. 7 Instant Radiance Foundation and the Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum Foundation. Those are some of my top sheer coverage foundations. But one thing that does need to be pointed out is that I don't think I've ever really encountered a sheer coverage foundation that hasn't gotten quite dewy at the end of the day. Now, if I look at my face, there is some sheen. I mean, don't look at my cheekbone because that's highlighter, but there is sheen coming through, and that is partially from this and partially just from some natural oils coming through. Now, I'm not an oil slick, which is fantastic, but I also don't expect to be matte by the end of the day when I wear something that is sheer coverage. That's just something I've come to expect, and I don't know if that's just the products I've been trying, so I'd be curious to know if you have any sheer coverage foundations that actually keep you matte, because I feel like they don't really exist in my experiences. So what I look like right now is kind of what I would expect to look like after wearing a sheer coverage foundation, and for that reason I really like it. The only problem area is that it definitely kind of came off my nose. I've mentioned this before, but that's not unusual for me. This is like Teflon over here and stuff just slides right off. It is very unusual for foundation to actually stay put there. So for me, this definitely gets 2 thumbs up. It's the kind of product that is easy to apply, that more often than not I will bring on vacation with me, because I really want something that's easy to wear, wears off pretty well. Like, I don't feel like I've got patches anywhere on my skin. I feel like as it wears down throughout the day, it looks good and doesn't look like it's crusty or anything like that. Also, I have to mention, I love squeeze tubes. I really think that they are so convenient, much more so than anything with a pump top for travel. So while I appreciate a pump top when I've got it at home, something like this is so much better for me if I want to pop it in my bag and bring it somewhere. One other thing to note that has super impressed me if I look really up close is that this has not creased on my forehead. And I don't know how it managed to do that because this is quite dewy overall, by the end of the day anyway. And usually from doing that, which I raise my eyebrows a lot, I get these horrible lines going through my forehead from foundation that kind of clumps together. I don't have that at all, which is really impressive. Yeah, it's like flat. So yeah, at the end of the day, I do recommend this, but only if you're looking for a sheer coverage foundation that is not going to make you matte by the end of the day. I think maybe if you use powder on top of this, that would do that for you, but I'm not somebody who really enjoys powder, so I avoid it at all costs. So that's my take on INGLOT's Beautifier Tinted Cream, which is a brand new product to their range. And I do need to mention I actually have a discount code for INGLOT Canada that you can use online. I will link all of the information down below. You can get some money off if you want to purchase this or anything else from their website. I do get a kickback. Obviously, it's an affiliate link, so any products that you purchase through my link, I get a little bit of commission back. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video, and I will catch you next time. Bye!